What's up guys, it's Michael here. Today we're going to talk about the truth behind passive income. So you heard it before, there's basically many ways to generate income where you don't have to work. And what passive income is where money comes in where you do not have to put your time in. Meaning you sleep, you don't do any work, money comes in. It's as simple as that. And a lot of people sadly spin it off to make it sound really easy to build. But in reality, passive income is literally nothing more than a myth. Hear me out by clicking the like button down below and the subscribe button. So what you want to look at what passive income is. Passive income is anything that comes and makes you money. So you're looking at investments. So stocks, dividends, bonds, real estate, automotive, the list goes on. Anything that helps you generate revenue. But you gotta keep it in mind, it doesn't always work in your favor. Meaning, just like the stock market, there are times that will go down and there'll be times like when it goes up. So the best way to look at passive income and how to generate it and create one is to basically invest. And the only way to do that, which majority of people do not tell you, sadly, is you must break the income cap. So if you want to grow your passive income really quickly, you have to generate more income, meaning you cannot be capped on what you make. And you gotta look at multiple situations. So for example, if you are an employee, right? Let's say you're an NP, a nurse practitioner, make around an average about $100,000 a year, and that's all you can make because what else you can do to increase your revenue? Because the more, come think about it, the more money comes into you, the more money you can use and split up to invest. Well, as I mentioned in my previous videos, by clicking the like button and subscribe button down below, you can check my previous videos mentioning that the more money you make, the more you invest, and at the same time, the more you can split it up between. So investments, when you put your money in investments is what helps you make you money when you are not there. And also, if you're an employee, you have to trade your time for money. So the time you work is the time money comes in. If you do not have investments, then you have no money coming in. And the only way to do that, the hard and dirty and simple way, it's not easy. It's not something that'll happen days, hours, weeks, even months or years. It takes a long time. But if you want to speed up that process, you have to break your income cap. So my suggestion is if you want to build a basic investment portfolio and build income coming in where you are sleeping, you must own a business. Meaning, if you're a nurse practitioner, find something that able suits whatever your skill. If it doesn't suit your skill, find something else different. As I've seen other places before, there's a bunch of jobs out there that has basically a lot of volatility and they have a lot of variability, meaning that you do not have to work inside a bubble. You can always look outside the bubble, meaning you're like a frog in a well if you're an employee. You gotta basically broaden your horizons by looking at what other options you have. When you have the other options, you gotta take the time. It's gonna take time, it's gonna be really stressful. The most difficult part is failing, as I mentioned in my previous videos, is to build that business. Because when you build that business, your time, effort, and money, it's gonna be based on you. It will not be based on someone else paying you. And once you build your income will not be capped as a business owner. If it's not capped, the more you make, the more you can invest. And as you say and heard, there is the 4% rule. If you spend 4% of your income for the next how many years you listed, you can basically be financially free. But let's be honest here, who wants to live by that? There's really few individuals that will live by that rule. It's very difficult. It's not something that's really easy. And my best suggestion is to how you can build your whatever investment portfolio and your passive income is to start a business. You start your business and you basically break down your income. So in the beginning, you'll be really tight on money and you want to throw all your money back in your business and investments. Those are the two you should really concentrate on. If you want to build a passive income where you sleep, money comes in, you wake up next day. If you don't want to work, you don't have to work. That's the only way to do that. And we're gonna look at a few things that I mentioned in my previous videos let's go over the first one I like the most is because real estate. Real estate itself, of course, it's gotta have a lot of overhead costs, but as I mentioned before, it's, easy and dirty. House hacking, basically taking rooms that you don't use, especially for example, in California, where to get a house, to own a home is very expensive. And what you can do, rent it out. If you rent it out, you have income coming in to pay for all your mortgages, your expenses. At the end, you're living for free. And all that extra money you don't spend, you can use it somewhere else. That's basically another version of a method. Call it passive income. If you have a business, if your business has a lot of expandability and growth in the way you market it, you can sell products online. When you sell products online, for example, like what I do, I sell products on Amazon. I don't always have to be there to fulfill orders. I can be asleep and someone can come in and purchase things. So if you have products, if you can basically reach a broader audience, that's another way to expand your marketing brand. That's another version of passive income. It basically works for your business, and money comes in, and you take whatever that profit, you invest it. You invest it, you're basically building your portfolio. Another one that a lot of people, are starting more in day and age are now understanding is stocks. Because there's a lot of companies now are trying to reach the generation of my generation, the millennial generation, and a generation, after me, is basically to try to get people to invest in stocks more, because back then it wasn't really widely advertised. And now they realize that when the next generation gets older, the next one will come in, and that has got to be their new clients. So the best time is to invest. And the reason why people find investing really difficult is because they don't have that extra money to spare. Like I said, if you want to build your passive income and have your income work for you, and you make money when you sleep, you cannot have an income cap. If you do have an income cap, it's going to take a lot longer for you to build your portfolio, because at the end, you're building for your own future. So if you don't have a cap on how much income you make, you can keep expanding and growing. And you can get to the point one day, if you want to quit your working, then you can. But it's not something that will happen overnight. It's something that will take years, even decades. At most, I'll say at least a decade. If you can basically work for the next 10 years and decade and figure out how your business model works and your investment works, then you can definitely live for the rest of your life financially free. Because at the end, in this channel, we are looking at how can you escape the financial rat race. Meaning you don't have to work a single day in your life and you'll be okay. You can get whatever you want. Because at the end, like I mentioned before, stocks and bonds. And now, with the internet expanding, it's now becoming cryptocurrency, because you see a lot of news, they talk about cryptocurrency such as even that meme coin, which I even bought into it, Dogecoin. And you look at Bitcoin, you look at stocks, you look at Tesla, you look at Palantir. Those are where you make your options to invest. When you invest, you always have to do research too. You gotta basically understand how it works. And do you believe in the company or not? That's the first thing. You do not listen to other people. If you listen to them, make sure to do your own research first before you make your final decision. Because I am not your financial advisor. And even if you do hire a professional financial advisor, always do research on it. Because at the end, you are trying to help yourself. Other people are trying to basically give you ideas. And whether ideas work or not will be based on whatever risks you want to take. And the only way to build passive income is to basically look at methods that will make you money when you are not trading your time. So a lot of videos say you trade time for money. Yes, that is true. You must trade time for money in the beginning. But later on, when you offload your work to other people, then you realize that time will become more important. So in a business, time is the most important. But in the beginning, you must trade in your time. And once within the 2 to 3 year mark, that is when you should realize that your time was now becoming more important. You should offload the work to other people, so you can start other businesses and create your portfolio. And for passive income, a lot of people say that you can become a millionaire overnight, like the people who trade, stocks, Bitcoin. At the end, that's not passive income. That's basically a one-time deal. They made a bunch of money, great, but it's not going to work forever. And if you want it to work forever, you must build a portfolio for investments. Investments at the end, that's what's the great thing about America, is because they benefit people who are business owners, who invest in the long term, not short term. Long term, meaning you hold them more than a year, because there's 2 types of tax systems. As I mentioned in my previous video, between the short-term sales capital gains tax and a long-term capital gains tax. The long term is obviously the winner because there's no cap on how much they can charge. So meaning if you make over this certain amount, like over $500,000, they're only gonna keep in that percentage. But if you're doing a short-term capital gains tax, the tax bracket is way higher. So at the end, when you look at basically passive income, the only way to do it is the short and dirty way is basically to build an investment portfolio. And the faster you want to build your passive income is not to be an employee, is to be a business owner. A business owner, while you're growing your income. Every year you set a target goal. If you don't reach it, it's fine. Try it again the next year. Try to reach that level and keep building. It's like building blocks. So at the end, this is all I have to let you guys know and the truth behind how passive income works. Please like, share, and subscribe down below and click the bell notification icon when I upload a new video. I see you next time on my channel. Peace.